put our words, put our thoughts into it. Obviously, a few days ago, John Huber, also known as Brodie Lee, the Exalted One, previously known as Luke Harper, WWE of the Wyatt family, passed away at the age of 41. Very suddenly, there's a big shock to me, big shock to Stu, a big shock to the wrestling world, even such that we've had like news bulletins over here, which is very rare for a wrestler. I think the last time that happened was, I think, Lionheart, but he was a prolific British like indie wrestler.
Yeah, it was one of those things where I think I saw it on my phone when I woke up, and it was kind of, I looked at it and gone, wait, what? Like, you know, like when you see something and you kind of go, okay, what is this? And then you look it up and you're like you're in shock. Like, the guy's only 41. I mean, in the world of wrestling, that's quite young.
In life in general, that's very young. I heard the news like just before I went to bed, so I was like, I'm constantly like, did I just nod off and dream that? Because there's still that part of me going like, I can't believe he's gone. Really, it's like it doesn't feel like a reality. It was only until like BTE like released that episode where they talked about all his skits in the Dark Order. It's a lovely video, a lovely tribute, that it really like sunk in. Like, oh yeah, this John's no longer with us.
It was, I can't describe it really. It's upset, but it's also like, so in some ways, if you look at it, his in-ring career, you just like, it was kind of like that situation where you're thinking, but he was just getting going.
He was just getting going. He won the TNT championship. He managed to actually have a voice. In WWE, he did not have a voice. And that's what the frustrating thing was for him. That's why he departed. That's why he wanted to go. And then when he finally came in, like, it's the perfect role for him to join the Dark Order. And he embraced the silliness of it as well. He took it seriously, but embraced the light side of it. You got the goons and John Silver, who's, as he quotes, a piece of shit.
I mean, I gotta be honest, like, you think, what is this Dark Order at first? You're like, what is this? And then when they gave it a leader, and then, as you said, I liked the way they didn't take it as some evil cult. It was just basically like the being elite kind of stuff of backstage. I think the best one was like someone wrote something on the mirror in the toilet, and everyone was like, it was in like red paint, and everyone was like, who did it? And he was shouting at everyone. And then John Silver, being him, just came out and he's like, what's everyone talking about? And his hands are red because he's the one who wrote it. And he completely shouted at him, and it's just like, I just love the way that even he couldn't stop laughing, because it's like, that's how ridiculous them stuff was.
But Brodie stayed in character the entire time. He was like committed, like whether it was that leader, that threatening menace, or he's the straight guy in the comedy act. He played it so beautifully, and he had the voice for it. Yeah, it's such a shame. It really is.
At least his last match was a memorable one that we can always look back with, because that match, that dog collar match against Cody, was up to the standards you expect. Like, it's amazing. It was a great match to watch. It was as brutal as it needed to be, but it was like, for me, it was like, I was thinking when he was gone, like away for a while, it's just like what we always think in wrestling, you know, he's picked up an injury.
Yeah, it's like, oh, maybe he's away, he's recuperating like an injury or rehab, whatever it might be. Sometimes they're just written off to have a bit of mystique, but I think it was as of November that the roster, obviously respectfully keeping it quiet, keeping it to themselves, of his, I believe it was a lung condition. Yeah, the scary thing is it just came out of, like, just completely out of the blue. Like, no one saw this coming at all.
There was no rumours. There was no talk of it. There was nothing. It was one of those things, like, you hear stories now when he got, like, they'd done this nice thing where I think his son had a bit, I think, in a dark match or something, where he won the AEW World Title. You know, like, as like a nice little moment for him. And I think they did it because they thought, well, they knew what happened to Brodie, so they kind of thought, let the kid have a nice moment, or his son, or his, you know, before the bad news happens. That's, I mean, a great thing to do for him, because obviously that's like really nice. But yeah, I mean, what Bray, what was it? Brodie Lee's kind of wife moments is enough to bring you tears. Bray Wyatt's kind of comments enough to bring you tears as well. It's just like the guy was loved. He was such a family man. It's just so sad that he's died so young. You know. Yeah. Rest in peace, man.
Rest in peace, Brodie. We love you.